Hello my dear friends and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. In today's video we're going to be talking about the Andor series, Obi-Wan Kenobi and more. As always my dear friends, before we dive into the news, please may I ask you to hit that big red subscribe button if you've not done so, and also be sure to give that bell a good old tickle to be alerted each and every time that I post a new video. So without much further ado and without any more jibber jabber, let's dive straight into it. So we're going to start with an amazing update for Star Wars Andor, which is the Rogue One spin-off prequel series. This is from Deadline, and Diego Luna has not only confirmed that Andor has finished shooting, but in the series we should expect some familiar faces. So let's dive straight into it and see what this article has to say. A smile widens on Diego Luna's face when asked about what's ahead for his Star Wars character Cassian Andor in the upcoming Disney Plus series, Star Wars Andor. The cheeky grin is a combination of anticipation, excitement, and a splash of secrecy regarding the 12-episode project he executive produced and stars in, set to be released in 2022. And then we get this amazing quote from Diego Luna: "You'll definitely see familiar faces." Luna told Deadline about Andor while promoting the return of his Amazon Prime Video series, Ahsoka, on October 8th. Diego Luna goes on to say, "I can tell you about this project like no other, because I can't spoil the ending if you've seen Rogue One already. No matter what I say, I can't ruin the ending." While Luna shed a laugh about how open he is to discuss Andor's big screen demise, he also avoided getting too deep into what lies ahead in the prequel series. He did reflect on the challenges of shooting through a pandemic. Again, in his own words, he said, "To be honest, it's been such a blessing to do this job and to do it under these circumstances. I had the chance to work with a team that I couldn't be more proud of and admire more. It's a hardcore moment to be out there shooting, and we were really lucky. We're done with the shooting now and getting it ready for audiences to see it." He also added, "While I can't say much, what I can tell you is that the experience was literally a transformation for me. It's something that I really wanted to do and that I thought I was not going to be able to do. I'm more than happy." And away from the world of Andor and Star Wars, Diego Luna spoke about his other project, Ahsoka. Luna is proud to represent the Latino community on a global scale as an artist, producer, and human being who ignites uncomfortable yet necessary conversations in Ahsoka. So that, my dear friends, is the article. Now evidently it seems like Diego Luna is very enthusiastic and excited about Andor, and whenever actors have been interviewed they seem fairly confident that the show is going to deliver something huge. As many of you know, I've heard through the grapevine that Andor is set to have a couple of really big cameos, some really big surprises, and this ties in well with what Diego Luna is speaking about when he mentions familiar faces. It's not clear if he means familiar faces from Rogue One, for example the return of Forrest Whitaker as Saw Gerrera, or if he's referring to some fan favourites that we don't know about yet. One of the very first rumours we got for Andor way back after the Mandalorian Season 2 finished is that Fulcrum, or Ahsoka Tano if you prefer, and Obi-Wan Kenobi could be making appearances. Again, this was a very early rumour that was going round and I covered it back then. And while we don't know for sure if Ahsoka or Obi-Wan are going to appear, it's definitely in the realm of possibility, along with some other big cameos that we've heard rumours about. So very exciting stuff indeed. So now my dear Mandalorians, we're going to move on and talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi, because we might have gotten a hint at when it's going to release. Back in July we were told that there was going to be an upcoming book which is titled Be More Obi-Wan. This is one of a number in the same series, with Be More Yoda and Be More Lando being others. Essentially, these books are little sayings and tidbits which provide words of wisdom from various characters. Now another upcoming one is Be More Boba Fett, which releases in the same month as the Book of Boba Fett this December, probably because there will be references to the live action series in the book. Because of the release date parallels between the book and show, we can make an approximate guess based on the same logic of when the Obi-Wan Kenobi series is going to come out. The Be More Obi-Wan book releases in June of 2022, which is when many of us predicted the release date of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. If both the book and the series come out in the same month, then we might get a trailer for Obi-Wan Kenobi on May the 4th. I really can't wait for this, and I will keep you guys updated accordingly. So now my dear friends, let's change the pace a little bit and talk about something much more lighthearted. We're going to be speaking about Funko Pops, because Frog Lady has finally been shown the respect she deserves with her own Funko. That's right guys, sound the alarm, it's finally happening. Something I've been asking for months and months. She finally has her own Funko Pop. But not just her, the same goes for Cobb Vanth, helmetless Boba Fett from The Mandalorian Season 2, Fennec Shand, and even the child meditating on Tython. And just to ease some of your concerns, I'm not sponsored by Funko, I just very much enjoy their products. So all I can say is finally a Frog Lady Funko and some other Mandalorian favourites as well. And finally my dear friends, we're going to finish by talking about Jabba the Hutt. We saw him recently in episode 2 of Star Wars Visions in the episode called Tatooine Rhapsody. And this article really talks about how Star Wars is finally remembering just how powerful Jabba the Hutt really is. After a few less than threatening appearances, Star Wars Visions takes time to remind viewers how powerful the crime lord Jabba the Hutt is. Star Wars Visions Episode 2 Tatooine Rhapsody has Jabba the Hutt kidnapping a musician for execution. The artist, Giza, is a Hutt with connections to Jabba and his syndicate, but chose to eschew that lifestyle in favour of playing in a rock band. Jabba's strong, vengeful retaliation serves to remind viewers of his power and influence. We cannot forget that Jabba the Hutt is one of the most dangerous crime lords in Star Wars, and before his death in Return of the Jedi, from his palace on Tatooine, Jabba commanded influence and power that even rivals that of Crimson Dawn, Black Sun, and other syndicates. Though Jabba was the antagonist for much of Return of the Jedi's first act, his other appearances have somewhat diminished his previously threatening reputation. In the 1997 Star Wars Special Edition, the additional Jabba scene had the crime lord confront Han Solo in person, groveling to the smuggler about his debt and allowing Solo to quite literally walk all over him. And in 2008 Star Wars The Clone Wars movie, Jabba's influence is sought after by the Republic and Separatists, but Jabba himself is easily manipulated by Dooku and the Separatists, who frame Republic forces as his son's kidnappers. But Visions really serves to remind viewers how dangerous Jabba is. Frustrated by Giza's refusal to join his criminal empire, Jabba hires Boba Fett, one of the galaxy's deadliest and most expensive bounty hunters, to capture the peaceful Hutt for public execution. Although one of Giza's fellow band members was a former Jedi, they were powerless to stop Giza from being abducted. And ultimately, while the Giza band's members couldn't defeat Jabba or his henchmen, they played by his rules, and even successfully convinced him to be the band's first sponsor. And this article is spot on, and I think even War of the Bounty Hunters, outside of visual content, has really done a good job at showing us how dangerous Jabba the Hutt really was. I really hope we get to see Hutts in live action again. They're a really awesome, underrated species, and even though they're a bit gross at times, we can't deny the nostalgia attached to them. But that, my dear friends, brings us to the end of this news update. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new and a huge welcome if you are, and also please consider becoming a patron. The link is down there in the description. But otherwise, I'll see you in tomorrow's video. I'm Star Wars Meg, and I'm wishing you a phenomenal rest of the day, no matter where you dwell in the galaxy. Have a good one.